Heat mapping. Heat mapping is a really useful tool because it allows you to upload images or solution sketches and then drag dots onto specific areas of that of interest, which is really nice to be able to do geographic voting, if you will. And it's modeled after the speed critique from a design sprint. So let's take a look. So first we're going to open up this activity, this meeting here, and we're going to add a new activity, and we're going to select heat mapping. And this is a premium feature, so you have to have a premium subscription to use it. And it's telling us here that the participants aren't currently viewing this activity. So we're going to go ahead and click send to participants. We'll copy the participant link. We'll paste that in here, and we'll see that the participant is on the heat mapping activity, and they can add in images for each step of their sketch. You know, most of the time sketches are single images, but sometimes people do multiple pages. So we support uploading multiple images. So let's see. Here is a sketch from a design sprint, and I'm just going to do a one-page sketch. You can experiment with multiple pages. It just means that when you're reviewing, they'll be able to tab between them. I often recommend, especially for an advanced activity like this, go ahead and create one and have the facilitator view and the participant view open in separate tabs, like I'm doing here, and just toggle between them and get a feel for it. So I'm going to toggle back over to the facilitator view. We can see that Douglas has added a sketch. There's nobody else in the meeting, so all participants have added. I'm going to go ahead and say start voting, just so you can see how it works. And so, of course, I can just place dots on the things that I like. This is really cool. That's cool. This is really cool. I like this. I like this. I like this. If I want to remove this, I just drag it out of the way. This is cool. I really like this. That's way awesome. Just put a bunch of dots there. And then we come back to the facilitator view. As a facilitator, I'm just checking in and saying, is everyone done? And then we got 30 more seconds. And then, okay, we're going to move to the next sketch. Right now it says start review, but if we had multiple people in there, we would just cycle through all the sketches. And then once we're done with all the sketches, which we are now, then we would click start review. And this is where we now are looking at the image with the dots, right? And as a facilitator, I can see them as well. And as we're kind of talking, I can say, so what is this big idea? The big idea is, better hydrology. And then, there might be multiple big ideas, top 10 list or whatever these things are. And then the concerns might be like, this is expensive. I generally like to use the concerns just to capture stuff because we're not really trying to focus on the negative here. We're trying to focus on what are the merits of this idea, the sketch. And so capturing the concerns is a great way to just to move on so we don't linger there. And then the big ideas help us kind of remember, okay, what is the big idea of the sketch when it's time for voting? So we'll again step through each sketch until we've reviewed all the sketches. And then after reviewing all the sketches, and in this case we just have one, we're going to say start straw poll. And the straw poll is where each participant will see all the sketches and click on the one that they like best, and they're going to say why. They'll say, this is awesome because it took into consideration the user, right? And then if we flip over, we can see that all participants have voted. So we got straw poll votes in from everyone, and then we can review results. And then here we can see, we'll see all the sketches with the straw poll votes. And if we hover over this dot, we will see why they voted on this one. So this is really handy. I really like this voting as opposed to in person where everyone, is waiting around to see where the boss is going to place their vote. It's truly anonymous and no one can see where anyone else is voting. So now the facilitator can move on to the super vote. So we're going to pick our decider, and the decider now will get a screen where they can put 3 super votes. They can put as many as they want, up to 3, on one sketch, and they can click on them to remove them. And here we have all 3 on one sketch. And then, of course, we can review final results, and we'll see at the top any sketches that got super votes, and below it any sketches that did not get super votes. We can download the results. That'll be a CSV with links to the sketch images, as well as columns indicating if it got a vote, how many votes it got, how many super votes it got. You can also print the screen, so that's really handy if you want to generate a PDF. And like all activities, we've got our standard menu. And if we send results to LiveScribe and then toggle over to LiveScribe, we will see that we've got heat mapping in here, which is really cool because we can see that it got 3 super votes, and that's the sketch, which is, again, really handy if we want to revisit what was done previously in the workshop, like maybe when we're storyboarding or prototyping. It's just a handy reference to quickly come back to. So that is heat mapping, and thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.